week's show, relaxing. Finally, we found a nice, quiet, cool, calm, maybe, spot in San Diego Comic-Con. We're in the middle of all the madness here. The Hall H line is out there. Everything is out there. Here with us are the Buds. Introduce yourself, guys.
I am Eric Towner, co-founder of Stupid Buddy Studios.
I'm Ryan Wiesbrock, work at American Greetings. I also created Buddy Thunderstruck.
I'm John Harvey IV.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Co-owner of Stupid Buddy Studios as well. I won't do that every time, don't worry.
Well, feel free to if you want to. So let's talk Buddy Thunderstruck. It premiered. Now, what I want to hit on right away is the interactive episode, because when I saw that, I said, cool, because I'm from that generation. I'm not that old, but I'm from that generation that grew up reading the Choose Your Own Adventure stories. That's the first thing I thought of. Mm-hmm. So for this, how does that work? How does the interactive part work?
Shall I?
Yeah, man.
All right. It's similar. It's a story that once it begins,
Thank you.
then that happens. And once it begins, you get to a certain multiple points in the story where it asks you to decide what happens next, and then the characters do those things. And so the one-liner of this episode it's called the Maybe Pile, where it's this bag of bad ideas they've had. Buddy and Darnell, these guys, have had when hanging out, and if they're not sure whether they should do it or not, they go, put it in the maybe pile. And you think it's just a saying, but then you find out the maybe pile is this real kind of greasy bag full of these scraps of paper with stupid ideas. And so then they decide to do those ideas, and when they draw two out, you get to pick which of those they do, and it affects the story, and you get different endings and that sort of thing based on what you at home pick on your remote or your controller or your touch. Yeah.
You're watching.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's it. Anything? Did I forget anything?
No, that's it. The future is here, though.
Yeah.
The future is here. I love it. And for people who maybe haven't seen the series yet, even without the interactive part to it, can we give like a brief overview of each one of these characters and maybe your favorite part so far?
I'll let you
Yeah.
go.
Well, so Buddy Thunderstruck is a stop-motion animated show that's on Netflix, and it's a kids show, and it's a little bit like Fantastic Mr. Fox because it's stop motion meets Dukes of Hazzard. And so, my favorite part is that this needed to be a stop motion show. So when Ryan first brought us the show and we looked at it, he really wanted it to be stop motion, and it really needed to be. Like the texture of the characters, all the fabrics, all the attention that goes into every detail, all the sets. And so I just love that we did get to make it in stop motion as it was meant to be.
So, are these guys the actual ones, or are they just...
Oh yeah, this is Buddy Thunderstruck, and he's like the best racer in this town, Grease Pit, where they live. And think of Burt Reynolds in any movie Burt Reynolds has ever starred in. He's got all that swagger and charm and charisma, and he's a dog. A lot of people don't know that he's a dog. He's a dog.
Oh, you mean literally? He's a dog?
He's a dog. And that's the animal that he is. And then rat terrier, yeah.
Or a rat
terrier.
I gotta know
Exactly that, except a rat terrier.
Exactly not that, then.
He's actually based on my dog,
nice.
but his name's Kenobi, so I don't know.
Use that one.
George Lucas wouldn't let me name the show that.
No, it's the other...
Yeah,
The
Disney.
ones with the ears.
Yeah, that's right. Right, yeah, George doesn't care at this point. And then Darnell is an albino ferret. He's his best friend. He's also his mechanic. And Buddy drives this race truck. It's like a semi-truck, but it's like a rat rod. It's matte black. It's got all these stickers all over it, and Darnell built that. And Tex Jr. is a rival racer that they race on the track, and he's a complete moron. But there's something lovable and sweet about him. Do you have anything to add?
No, I just thought that it was funny that you called him that.
What? A moron? He is. Buddy calls him that.
Either of you guys can take it when especially with the interactive one. Does that create, even though it's fun, more work for you guys because you got to do the branching out stuff? Or how exactly did that work? Or did you approach it like a regular episode?
What?
I mean, story. You want to talk about how you approach the story?
Sure. Yeah. Well, first and foremost, we wanted to write a story that wasn't just a story you could do like anywhere, anytime, and then we just made an interactive version. We took it as an element of what the premise should be based on. Like you might say, hey, this story should be about beavers who make pizza, and Buddy competes with these beavers because he wants to be fastest. Here, the germ of the idea was, there's an interactive component. So we thought, let's go with that and really write everything specific to being interactive. And then it was challenging because it's just a new script. There was no script format. There was no sort of how do you do that? We just sort of figured it out and tried, organizing it the best way we could, and that carries all the way through when you're doing animatics and actually assembling the episode. You're kind of like, wait, this is version A, B, and all that, and you're tracking all that, and a lot of times it's like you get these Doc Brown explaining the time, alternate 1985 to Marty kind of moments. So
that was the only way I got that too. It was like that Biff, like when they end up in Biff World, how they did that.
Yeah.
The chart really helped.
Right.
Inspired us.
And the scale model that was not fully painted.
The one that burst into flames.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, did you light it on fire?
We tried not to light any of our miniatures on fire while we're making the show, though.
Although you said that has happened.
We did have a miniature scale model of Buddy's truck that was probably, I'd like to say, a month worth of work making this truck, and it was like this big. And the first shot that we animated, the animator, after he was done, went to pick up the truck, and he dropped it, and it broke into like 1,000 pieces. It did not burst into flames, but
it burst into flames.
and there was no fire involved. But still, it was heartbreaking.
And truck breaking too. Now you mentioned that you get pretty much play on a canvas, whatever. Now is that because of Netflix and they have so many new things going on, and they give you that kind of player ground? The creators that go to Netflix or these streaming servers, but Netflix in particular, they're like a big powerhouse, as you guys know. Is that fun doing it for them because they give you that free canvas to just basically do whatever you want?
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think Netflix is a really good client to work with because they are really artist friendly. So they really let us kind of play around and do what we wanted to do. So, they're an exciting format, and it was fun to work with them.
And the interactive team wanted to innovate. They're a tech company. So like they were like, hey, but they didn't want to rob the creative of kind of making the best story possible. So they were really like, make the best story possible. We'll find a way to make it as interactive and as fun and as engaging as possible. So it was really collaborative that way. It was awesome.
Yeah, so that's a little bit about Buddy Thunderstruck. Let's bring it to where we are right now. For all of you, is this your first Comic-Con? You've been here before?
I've been around the block here at Comic-Con a couple of times. So this is maybe my 10th Comic-Con.
This is my first in 10 years Comic-Con.
This is, I think, my 10th Comic-Con as well, and it's always fun, it's always exciting, and I just love seeing all the shows that are coming out, so it's a lot of fun. Seeing all those fans.
Slowly going into his face.
Yeah, I know. Are you getting closer to this? Okay, does that work?
Don't let it on fire. We kind of need them.
Yeah, you'll be not in good shape for the rest of the comic.
This isn't sure different.
Well, we got the ocean behind us. We just dunk it in there. There you go. Although I don't think electricity and water mix, so there's that. But again, with Comic-Con, the last, I would say, 5-6 years, have you guys seen it? Like, I sense the theme here: blow up into this as what it is now.
I mean, it just gets a little bit bigger and a little bit crazier every year, but you still get to see the hardcore fans that are here to get the interaction with the creators of the shows and the people that are making the shows, and all of that still exists. So I think it's still great. It's just getting crazier. It's harder to walk around a little bit.
Yeah, let's get the POV from the guys that are on the panel. We know us who have been in the panels cheering, yelling, but for you guys, when you hear all of that, does that validate, I guess is the word to say, the work that you guys do?
Oh yeah, I mean, all you have is Twitter or Instagram. You're like, does anyone like this? Is anyone watching? And a lot of our audience on this show are kids, so it's a good thing they're not on Twitter. Yeah, those 6-year-olds aren't tweeting, which is good. But you know, like here, when people are asking questions and they've seen the show, it's just so great. You're like, wow, and they took the time to come here.
Yeah,
Jim?
I think it's super rewarding because we put so much work into making the show. And when it's really hard, you're like, why are we doing this? This is crazy. And then you get somewhere like Comic-Con and you have a panel and there are fans showing up and they're asking questions and they love the show. And it's like, oh yeah, okay, that's who we made this for, and they're loving it. So it's all super rewarding.
Also, you find out, like, do we just think we're funny or do other people think we're funny? And then it's like, okay, it's working.
At least one other person.
Yeah.
So is there like an age range that you wanted this show to be for specifically, or kind of just in general?
You wanna take that one?
I think we lightning focused on 6 to 12-year-olds, male and female. But I think it's really for all ages. I mean, even though it's kid appropriate, it's a kid show. I think it's something you can, like, a parent can watch with their kids. So it's
Nice.
we've got our eyes on everyone out there. So all ages, is that an answer?
Yeah,
Well, it just
having
works.
something for moms and dads and kids, you know. We don't want mom and dad to just put it on and walk away. We want them to be like, oh, that's pretty funny. I want to watch this.
So you would say like this was the funnest project you've ever worked on, or is that being a little
Ryan?
too?
I will say that, yes. Confidently, yes. Oh, and these guys, their studio is just, they're the best. And it's been, I mean, I made a number of shows, and I'm proud of them in different ways. And this one's special because it's based on a lot of, you know, real life stuff. But these guys, they gave me like the best creative experience ever because their crew is amazing and they're top-notch talent and they're just awesome. I don't know. You don't have to say it's the best one you've ever done.
You can tell us the truth.
It was it has been one of the best like creative experiences that I've had because we were so passionate about the project and fell in love with it. So we wanted to do a really great job and make it really cool. And I think we did all right.
Yeah, did all right.
Yeah, and going back with the panelist POV, not, whether for Buddy or for anything else that you would come here to show at Comic-Con, what's the weirdest and the most intelligent question you've gotten from somebody in the audience?
You guys are the ex.
Yeah, we were there. We
were there.
Weirdest, most intelligent.
It's kind of a blur.
Weirdest, most intelligent.
You know, I think the weirdest question, but the most intelligent at the same time, was from a kid who asked, and it was a little like, oh, kind of a question. Where are Buddy's parents? You know, and we just hadn't really got to that part of explaining the mythology of Buddy and all of that. So, you know, but that a kid would be watching and kind of like wonder the next layer.
Yeah.
You know, and I think all of those questions would eventually be answered should we end up with a season 2 or 3 or anything like that.
That was the most intelligent question was, will there be a season 2? I can't answer that. But that was the most intelligent question.
Right.
It was a great question.
See, that's a Comic-Con veteran move. That's how you tease at Comic-Con.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, have you gotten either weird, intelligent, both?
Well, you guys have been on more panels than this was my first. So you guys are like old pros.
Yeah.
If you go back into the archives.
Proposals, anything?
You know, we're on a lot of Robot Chicken panels, so I don't think we can really say because there's a lot of weird and inappropriate questions that are asked. Like we just were on just saw the Robot Chicken panel like 2 hours ago. Totally different audience. So there are some real interesting questions there that I can't repeat. So that again is a tease.
He is a vet at Comic-Con. He's done this already. So yeah, I mean, I know you can't really say whether there is a season 2 or not yet, but is there anything else that you guys are working on that you can talk about besides Buddy?
I mean, that really, I just can't.
Short answer, no.
Encourage people enough to watch the show, and that would help us answer the question if there will be a second season or not. I think starting with the maybe pile and the interactive episode, it's so different that that's kind of a fun way to get into this world, and knowing that there's a full 12 more episodes after that if you like what you see, that really will help the audience grow, and you know, fingers crossed we'll get a second season on this. But yeah, as far as the studio, we're working on another 2D show for Adult Swim. We have the 9th season of Robot Chicken coming out. Super Mansion season 3 is underway. So there's a bunch of nerdy stuff coming for sure.
I just had to think. You left me speechless for a second. It's like 9th season. I mean, I'm sure you guys can't believe it. You're doing it, but that's like 9 seasons already.
Same.
Yeah. So one last thing. You guys give out websites, social media, where they can follow you, learn everything about you.
I mean, you can check out Stupid Buddy Studios at leagueofbuddies.com. We also have an Instagram and a Twitter and a Facebook page.
And then BuddyThunderstruck.com has links to all our social. I know it's a website, not a lot of people go to those. But there's also a link to our Amazon sort of merch window where we sell T-shirts kind of based on stuff from the show. So there's some merch out there that people can get. And then it's like official Buddy Thunderstruck is all the handles on Twitter and Instagram, and you can find us on Facebook too.
And also don't forget to go to thegeekspeakshow.com. It's on your local website.
Yeah, that's it. Perfect way to end that. Thanks a lot, guys. Enjoy Comic-Con.
All right, thanks, guys.